Welcome to Chapter 6, Section 1, Ratios and Rates. To begin with, we will have a vocabulary word of what a ratio is. A ratio is a comparison of two quantities by division. All right, basically what that means, quantities means units, and division, of course, means a fraction. So that means a ratio is a comparison of two units. Actually, let me rephrase this. Units that are usually in the form of a number by division or a fraction. So basically, a ratio is compares two numbers. All right, so we're going to look at it in a story problem. Recreation. A store has 10 unicycles and 4 scooters. Write the ratio in simplest form that compares the number of scooters to the number of unicycles. Then explain its meaning. So this is very key. Basically, it compares a numerator to a denominator. All right, and this word here, the 2, is key because the unit in front of the 2 is the numerator, and the unit after the 2 is the denominator. So when it says the number of scooters to the number of unicycles, the first one is the numerator, bottom is the denominator. So the number of scooters is 4, and the number of unicycles is 10, which equals, let's divide by 2, which becomes 2/5. So the ratio of scooters to unicycles is 2/5, or 2 to 5, or 2 to 5. So there are 3 ways to write a ratio. I'm going to say a numerator to denominator, numerator to denominator, or numerator to denominator. That is how you can set this up. So that means for every 2 scooters, there are 5 unicycles. All right, so same thing here. Kim has 8 apples and 6 oranges. Ratio in simplest form, where it's oranges to apples. So this is the numerator to denominator. So as a fraction, oranges to apples, which reduces by a factor of 2 to 3/4. So this means 3/4, or 3 to 4, or 3 to 4 in this way. And it means for every 3 oranges, there are 4 apples. All right, use ratios to compare parts of a whole. Okay, here are several students. We're asked to name their favorite kind of book. Write the ratio that compares the number of students who choose fantasy books to total number of students. So the first thing you need to do is add up all of the responses to find the total students. So 9 and 9, 18. I guess it's 25. So this means number of numerator to denominator. So fantasy books was 5. Total responses, 25. Divide both by 5 and you get 1/5. That means it's 1 to 5 or 1 to 5, like that. So the ratio of number of students who choose fantasy to total number of responses is 1 to 5. All right, let's check your progress. It's going to be the exact same setup. It's the ratio of basketballs to total. So we're going to add up all of these balls. 9 and 7, so there are 16 total. Basketballs, so it's 6 over 16. Dividing by 2 gives us 3/8. So the ratio is 3 to 8, or 3 so 3 basketballs to 8 total balls. All right, another vocabulary word. A rate is a ratio comparing two quantities with different kinds of units. So what that means is you would have feet per second, miles per hour, gallons per minute. And I want to tell you also that the denominator is usually time. All right. And the unit rate has a denominator of 1. So here we go. Find the cost per ounce. Okay, cost per means divide per ounce of a 16-ounce jar of salsa. So what we do is we write the rate that compares the cost of number of ounces. And the rate is basically just a ratio. So 288 is the cost per ounce, and there are 16 ounces. And when you divide by 16, you get 18 cents per 1 ounce. That means for every 1 ounce, you pay 18 cents. All right, let's take a look at this. The temperature rises degrees. We need to find the temperature increase for 1 hour. So increase per hour. So you're going to put degrees per hour. All right, well, in this situation, the number of degrees is 32, and the number of hours is 4. So when you simplify by dividing by 4, you get 8 degrees per 1 hour. All right. Something I want you to add is for a unit rate. Always divide the numerator by the denominator. All right. That's why for this one, we divided by 4, because the denominator was 4. For this example, we divided by 16 because the denominator was 16. All right, so for 6.1, make sure your homework is to continue on and do the CYUs, which are on page 316, and you need to do problems 1 through 7. And if you have trouble, go back and re-watch the video, watch parts of it to help you with those problems. And then this is what we will do. We will do those problems in class. Good luck.